So we've been running these trance sessions for most of the year. We only do them once a month. Rickie does a variety of spirit work, and her day job involves therapy as well. So Rickie is a hypnotherapist and runs a centre. I think you've got partners in the centre, haven't you, Rickie? But you can say that if you want. Oh, you're on your own there now, are you?
Yes.
So you'll find Rickie on Facebook and a website then in her day job with the hypnotherapy. Rickie is also a mental medium, and what we're working with tonight is trance mediumship. So there is a little difference. It's all about perception and control. So if you imagine on the one side of an extreme, the person, the one in the flesh, has all the perception, and on the other side, there's very little control. So a mental medium works mostly with their own perception and little control, but that moves. So at one point then, there's a much more control from the spirit side of life and less perception of what's taking place in the medium's mental concern. So that can move into a very, very deep trance, so that when it's in such a deep trance, there's a great deal of control by the spirit people over the medium's physique, and very little perception coming out of the medium's mind of what is taking place. So that's where we're working tonight, and we're working with healing. So as opposed to ordinary spiritual healing where we just move energy, on a session like this one, Rickie's guides do all the healing work. They provide all the energy and direct it where they want it to go. And they sometimes pick up on individuals, or they won't name an individual, but they'll name a condition. They might say that somebody in the room has, say, a terrible headache, and they'll work then with anybody in the room who has very bad headaches. But it's the spirit people who are doing everything. There's a great team in the spirit world working through Rickie. And we don't use the name hereafter, we just say the instrument. So if I say the instrument, or the guides say the instrument, they're talking about beautiful Rickie. Nobody can guarantee whether the healing will be effectual, whether it will work, or what even working can be defined as. So if you're thinking healing is curing, then unfortunately you might have to think again. If you get a miraculous cure, well, that would be wonderful, but you can't expect it or demand it. And whatever happens is all because of the spirit world and their control. So no diagnoses will take place, and anything that is said by way of offering advice, it's your mind to choose whether to take that advice or not. So the guides will offer advice to specific people or about specific conditions, and that's great. But you must always continue with the medical service for your country. This is always complementary. It's not alternative. We don't see it as alternative, nor do our spirit friends. We must continue with medical profession and take their advice as the first primary source of advice. So I think that explains that part of it, Rickie.
Yes.
So a little bit about Rickie then. She'd been developing this wonderful way of working in trance for several years now, and she's got to this position where it's offered free of charge on this evening, and it takes the format that it does. So I'm going to pass it over to Rickie now to talk, and also I'm being recorded now, not in speaker view, unfortunately. I'm going to pass it over to Rickie now, and from here on in, my only involvement will be with to play the music. So over to you, Rickie.
Thank you very much. Welcome everybody, and it's wonderful to see the community of trance is growing. So I am very, very grateful for Paul and Margaret for holding this platform for us to be here together. This is a great opportunity for our spirit friends to come and do what they used to do when they were on Earth. So all we are doing, many of us who are developing in trance and different channels, is to be that channel. So all I am today is I provide my body, my vocal cords, and the development and training for them to come in and do what it is that they want to do today is related to you. They know I don't. I don't pretend to be. I'm just a channel. So the more I am able to step out of the way, the purer the blending of mind to mind, Paul said, is mind to mind. It is not physical mediumship. So don't expect trumpet or materialization or any of that sort, because that's physical mediumship. This is still within the category of mental mediumship, which is the mind of spirit friends blending with my mind and etheric and doing what they do. Sometimes they raise my hand, they do whatever, and which is fine. All I'm asking for those of you who are healers, just not to step into the energy, because then I feel everything in the body. So just kick back and relax. They use the subconscious mind. So they'll pick up from my subconscious mind. I have a background in nursing. They'll pick up. And that's why they work really wonderfully with terminology and whatever it is. If they're going to open for question, Paul will invite you into the room, and please don't ask them personal question like who are they, what's their name, what their life was on earth. Let's not ask those questions. That would be wonderful. And also Paul said questions about if you have any diagnosis and you would ask, can this diagnosis be gone? That would be against my values, and they wouldn't. Or if you're waiting for a test result or for a lottery ticket. So things that are really pertinent to you, or questions that are in there for you, you know, philosophical questions, spiritual questions, that would be wonderful to bring them forward. Remember, they are not God. They may not have all the answers for us. So, and they may give you an answer that it is not what you want to hear, but we already got used to them. They say it as they see it. They are very straightforward. Paul always said they're so straightforward. It's incredible. I think that's all I have to say, really. You can find me on Third Eye Connect. I was nursing. I did nursing for about close to 30 years. I retired from nursing. My last ending of nursing was palliative care. Retired 2 years ago. I've always seen the unseen world. I've always connected to these heavenly beings, which I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea. And I've only made a conscious connection in 2011. Up to 2011, they were there, but there was absolute no connection to it, none whatsoever. From Israel, we don't speak about these things. So I had no one to share any of it with anybody until middle of my 40s or so. So without further ado, Paul, I'm just going to start with an opening prayer and then the song, and then we'll invite this. When the song is finished, Paul, if you don't mind just inviting the spirit friends in, and then we leave it up to them. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the other side. Paul, you muted, I think.
Yeah, only but until you start, Rickie. I'll leave it unmuted from here on in.
Yeah, Paul, maybe every once in a while, if you can say something, just so my conscious mind doesn't come back if I'm thinking we are frozen or something.
Okay.
Let us go into this space of love. inwardly. Oh, dear Father God, the angels, be with us here with your love, with your guidance, with your light. Be with us here today as we are being a channel to you. Dear Father, you are the greatest healer of all. May your healing power work through your messengers, through us, to bring love, health, happiness, to remove the difficult condition of earth. May today you, all of you who have joined and will watch in the future, receive what you need to receive so you can live a full life with abundance, abundance of all. Dear Father, we leave this time in your absolute loving hands. Amen.
Amen. That's beautiful.
Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury or pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there's despair in life, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, only light. And where there's sadness, ever joy. O Master, grant that I may never see so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, in giving of ourselves that we receive, and in dying that we're born to eternal life. O Master, grant that I may never seek so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, and to love as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, in giving of ourselves that we receive, and in dying that we're born to eternal life. Make me a channel
That's beautiful, wasn't it? A beautiful soul, St. Francis, as well. And he loved birds.
My dear friends, it is again wonderful to see most of you that we have met in the past, and some of you that are new to today's meeting. My dear friend Paul, St. Francis of Assisi, you ought to realize that the time when we do healing, he joins in.
Oh, beautiful.
And therefore, this instrument is inclined to choose this type of music. We can see today that there are plenty of curious minds rather than physicality. Most of you are curious and wanting to ask plenty of questions of our world, which we will give you the time later. But we will start with some healing, not too long, because we can see that your minds are twirling around, wanting to figure out what is this world is all about. You beloved children of God, dearest friends, you ought to realize that our world is very much like your world. Your world, you cannot see us. In our world, we can, but not the way you understand seeing. And so when you look at your world, without seeing with your eyes, you will realize that our world is very much similar. This very important point for you to understand. When you come to our world, which is the world of spirit, you will be quite shocked to realize, oh, there is all these things that they have here, we have in our world too. There is no difference. You can ask questions about this later on if you wish. We will invite beloved friend to give you the healing before we continue to discuss this type of twirling questions you have in your minds.
Thank you. You're all very welcome, dear souls.
My beloved children of God, most beloved children of God, may you all relax your body and mind. As few of you are suffering from great difficulty with your stomachs, a great difficulty with your stomach. You're having some challenges clearing it out, some great challenges with clearing that stomach out. Beloved son Paul, may you please get this individual into here. A great difficulty, it's a little bit private, but we will have to help this individual with great challenge with the stomach.
Somebody have such a condition that they would wish to talk with the guides and have direct healing on it? stomach issues. Bonnie, raise a hand there.
Yes, I've had issues with GERD. So I have a hard time eating sometimes. So in the end, I don't eat much because I'm afraid it's going to act up.
We also have Sari and Veronica saying that they also have stomach issues.
Problem, my beloved, is the stomach, not the esophagus. The stomach.
Not of the esophagus.
Stomach gets stuck, very bloated, very difficulty to clear, very difficulty to clear. May you please come, 1 or 2 people, with this challenge.
Does that apply to Sari, Veronica, Carl, and Natasha?
Yes. Yes.
So, yep. Leave your mic open then and enter the conversation with the guides.
The one that is having great difficulty emptying the stomach on a regular basis. May you speak to us, please.
Yes. Yes.
Veronica, is it saying that? Yep.
Yes, it's me that's saying yes here.
You having a challenge emptying yourself regularly.
Yes.
You relax for a moment. This is impacting your back as well. You have some challenge and pressure into your lower back. You understand?
Yes, I do.
May you stand up, Paul. You see that this lady can stand up if possible for her.
Do you want me to stand up?
If it is possible for you, may you stand up for a moment.
Yes, I do.
Paul, may you see that this lady is okay to stand up. Relax your abdominal muscles. Relax them, please. Relax them. You have experienced some challenge when you were very young. I will not go into details, but you have experienced some great challenge with your father. And therefore, this stuckness in your stomach, you ought to look and identify this fear, a fear that you have experienced at the age of 5, maybe a 4. That is a great fear that is related with you and your father. When you understand this fear, this trouble that you have in your lower abdomen, where it's difficult for the muscles to relax. You cannot relax the muscles, and therefore you've got a great tightness within your abdominal muscles that cannot empty themselves. And therefore, I would encourage you to investigate and understand this thing with your father when you were a very young girl, a great fear that got stuckness in there. You understand what I am speaking about?
I understand what you're speaking about.
Wonderful. And therefore, I would encourage you, and once you investigate and able to release, you will be able to release the abdominal muscles at the bottom of the abdominal muscles that are very tight, extremely tight, and we will give it some relaxation for a moment. Continue to stand, please, as I am speaking to you. At the same time, we're maneuvering the inside. It's a great tightness. A great tightness. Relax, do not be afraid. A great tightness. It is if the door is completely locked, a great tightness. You will feel relief in your breathing as well when we are working in here. May you move your legs for a moment, just as if you are walking. Describe to us, how are you feeling in your lower abdomen, this tightness that you have had a moment ago?
I feel better. I feel better.
May you please pay attention to your chest, to your breathing. There's a slight anxiousness in there. May you describe your breathing.
I feel at the moment it feels like I'm breathing quite deep in the belly.
You may sit down, my beloved child of God. You remember to investigate your relationship with your father back early in the days. This will help you tremendously to release this pressure, this tightness in your lower abdomen of your muscles. The muscles of the lower abdomen, it's all around. It is not inside. The consequence is inside, but the gathering of this pressure is around. May you sit down and relax now. You have a great deal of emotions that needs to be released, my beloved child of God. If you need to sit there quietly and allow those tears to come out, that will be helpful for you. Do not need to hold anything back. Therefore, you arrive to this meeting.
Yes.
You allow those emotions to come out for you. This great sadness within your heart. You allow it. Do not hold it in. We give you the blessing from the world above. We give you the blessings. We give you the blessings.
That's beautiful.
Wonderful. Thank you.
There are few of you who are suffering from great anxiety. My beloved friends spoke about that many of you have questions. A large number of you have anxiety, anxiousness. We will not call one at a time. We will give you this energy. All of you relax at the same time. All of you relax. Relax your hearts. Relax your hearts, beloved children of God. Relax. Do not allow the minds to interfere with the receiving of the energy. Relax for a moment. For those of you who are asking to come to the world of spirit, we have spoken with you in the past. Do not contemplate this kind of thinking. We have spoken with you in the past several times. Continue to live your life on earth until the time comes. You do not find life in death. You find life in life. A great deal of anxiety. Relax, all of you. All of you. Beloved son Paul, there is one individual that is suffering from great darkness, darkness of the mind. May we speak with this individual, please.
There's someone amongst us who is very depressed. That's maybe one of the diagnoses of clinical depression or anything like that. I suppose darkness of mind covers a variety of modern ailments, doesn't it? Mental ailments. You can turn the video off if you do wish to come in and speak with this dear soul.
Do not be afraid. You are here to receive this healing.
And this could, I'm sorry, dear soul. This could also be one of the club that Domenico has with him. Offer the chance to come in through yourself, Domenico, if they would choose to.
This individual does not wish to leave his home. He stays in his home for quite a long time, not really wishing to be involved in the world of matter. We will not insist. If this individual does not wish to come in, we will not insist. Paul, may you tell us if there is no one who wishes to come in, we will continue.
There doesn't appear to be anyone coming in. Domenico has asked the people from his club, and there doesn't seem to be any of those either.
We are speaking about.
There could be somebody who maybe has drifted off into sleep state during
We are speaking about when we say a darkness of the mind. We are speaking about those views that nothing can be seen in light, those views of life that nothing can be working and seen going in life. We can hear the mind of this individual. You do not need to come in, and we will continue. We can see that one individual or two have some great difficulty with the leg. One of the leg is quite challenging to walk with pain. Some individual, there's great difficulty with the leg and some difficulty walking with the leg. This leg, the pain is coming from the hip and all the way down to the leg.
This is a new condition now. It's not the one with the mental issue. This is a hip and leg issue.
This individual with a heaviness of the mind do not wish to come in, and that is perfectly wonderful.
I think it's me.
All right, we have Domenico coming in. Come on in, Domenico.
Yeah, I'm going to link it with the condition, because I am disabled with an electric powered wheelchair, and also the mind as well.
And also we have Bia with the raised hand.
We will speak with this individual that stated that he is in the wheelchair, and also this condition of the mind that we have spoken about. May we speak with you, please?
Yes, of course. Yes, I'm talking now. Domenico.
Relax your mind, please. Relax your mind. You can relax from explaining to your friends for a moment. You take this time for yourself. Your pressure in your head is a lot to do with the condition of your heart, not the physical heart, but the mental heart. Do you understand what I am speaking about?
Indeed, I do. Absolutely. Thank you, my wonderful.
And therefore, we will work on the conditions of your heart, which influencing your mental condition. You have quite a bit of twitching to your legs, twitching to your lower legs. You understand?
Absolutely linked to the spine. Yes, yes.
See this twitching that is quite bothersome for you. Quite bothersome for you, son. Quite bothersome. Relax your heart. Relax your heart. Relax your heart. Relax your heart. You might be feeling firing into your legs. Do not be worried. You will be experiencing firing into your legs. Do not be worried.
Do not be worried.
I'm not worried. Thank you.
May you raise your hands from your shoulder if you can. Raise your hands. Raise your hands if you can. Raise your hands if you can. Only if you're able to. Raise your hands all the way to your head. All the way. All the way. Relax your hands. Relax your hands, son. For a moment or two, you visualize that if there is a dog running after you, visualize that there is a dog running after you and you are running away, running in the field, in an open field. Just for a moment, you visualize that you're running from a dog. This dog is running after you and you're running away. In your mind, you're running away as fast as you can. Use your legs. Use your legs to run away in your mind, running away from a chasing dog.
Okay. I'm running away from a chasing dog. Yeah.
Do not be afraid. You can relax now, please.
Thank you. God
You
bless.
can relax. May you describe for us what have you experienced in this moment?
Being light, being able to do things that I can't do, and having a sense of relaxation and a sense of not having pain for a little while, which is wonderful, mentally and physically. Thank you. God bless. Thank you.
You will have some changes within your bladder. It will be less irritating for you. Less irritating for you. And those twitching of the legs as we extended your spine will be less flappable, less feeling of those twitching. I would encourage you, beloved child of God,
Thank you.
to visualize in your mind that you are being chased by a dog and you're running. And may you run and use your legs in this visualization.
I shall. Thank you. I
This
shall.
will help you with the maneuvering of the twitching of the legs that you're feeling in your feet and in your lower legs. dear Son of God, may you receive the blessings from the heaven above.
Thank you.
We feel your heart. Let those tears come out. We feel your heart. We see the pain you endured. We see the pain you endured. May you be blessed, dear child.
Thank you. Bless you too. God bless you.
Oh, it was beautiful for us all to witness, wasn't it?
Thank you. That was wonderful. Most appreciated. Thank you, all the spirits. Love.
Remember to visualize that you are running.
I visualize I'm running always, just
And
like
it
I'm in my dreams.
It will help you tremendously to decrease the symptoms that you're experiencing of the twitching.
Thank
My
you.
dear friend Paul, we will do one more healing for this lady who complained about the heartburn. And then we will conclude with a question. This lady who complained of a heartburn earlier, may she come back?
Was that Natasha? Possibly Greta? Or sorry, was no, who said earlier about when the dear soul was talking about stomach issues, and he identified one condition over another.
It was me with
It
the
was
stomach, Veronica.
Veronica, and you had the healing, Veronica.
Yes.
There was another lady who came in with those
Okay.
two with the stomach issues, Greta and Bonnie.
She complained of the heartburn and therefore she does not want to eat.
That was me.
That was the who said that? Bonnie said that, is it? Yes, Bonnie was the first one in who said that, dear soul. We have her voice now. Say again, Bonnie.
Oh, yes, it was me.
May you relax, please. Look straight at the camera. Do not look sideways. Look straight at the camera. Look straight at the camera. Look straight at my hand. Do not look anywhere else. Look straight in here. You have some narrowing of this channel. You have some narrowing in this channel. The channel that I'm speaking about is your esophagus space. There's some narrowing in there. You relax, you look at the hand, please. All the way to the sphincters into your stomach, where you do not have enough of these juices that are stimulated within your stomach, and therefore you're feeling this heartburn. You have been taking this medication. I would advise you to reassess this medication, as in this medication that you're taking to alleviate this condition, it is actually causing further irritation. I would encourage you to speak to your doctor about this medication, as it is working on one symptoms, but it brings you another symptoms. It is decreasing your juices in the stomach, but creating another issue for you. And therefore, it's not that you do not have wanting to eat, but it's impacting your appetite. And therefore, you need to speak to your doctor about reassessing all these things that you're taking for it. You have been trying different ways, this diet, this juice, that juice. But I am telling you, there is a slight narrowing of this channel that you have. You only look at my hand, this instrument. Only look at the hand. You will feel right in the middle of your chest, this tightness, right in the middle of your chest. Do you understand?
Yes.
Relax, please, relax. You have a little curvature of your spine. Do you understand?
Yes.
This curvature of your spine is impacting this channel as well. It will straighten it. You will feel far better in a moment. Far better. Straighten up your spine. Straighten up your spine. Straighten up. May you please swallow. May you please swallow. Swallow. Describe to us, how are you feeling at this moment?
I feel really good at this moment.
May you please drink some water right now if you have. May you please drink some water at this very moment.
Yes, thank you.
You ought to feel released within your back, that curvature that you have that is impacting on that channel. You ought to feel released. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
When you drank this water, did you feel smoothness?
Yes, I did.
I would encourage you to look at those medication and please speak to your doctor about the impact of this medication. They are helping you with this heartburn, but they are causing you other kind of issues. And this is also causing you this pain that you have been feeling in that spot in your back. It's all related. This upper stomach that is impacting that spot that we have released for you at this moment in your back. Do not be afraid to eat. You can eat. Do not be afraid. In fact, we would encourage you to eat nice and to chew very well. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. Thank
You
you.
do not need to drink at the same time that you eating. You have been drinking at the same time that you eating, correct?
That's correct.
And you do not need to do that. You do that in order for this food to go smoother. But in fact, it is not helping. It is causing further narrowing of this channel. You ought to get these muscles of this channel working properly. And when you're trying to help it, it's just reducing its own ability of the inside those muscles of that channel to work properly. And therefore, we encourage you to eat and to chew very well and to swallow. Do not be afraid. When you're afraid and you swallow watching, is this going to be again difficulty? Of course it will, because you're looking for it and your brain will create this narrowing. And therefore, when you eat, you just relax, you listen to some music and you eat like you've got nothing in that channel. Because if you're looking for something, your brain will create it. When we think, these biochemical neurotransmitters are being secreted at the very same time of your thinking. And when you're thinking, am I going to experience this experience, your brain immediately secretes this kind of thing into your channel, and you will experiencing narrowing. And therefore, when you eat normally, like there is nothing there, and you speak to your doctor. Do you understand everything I have told you?
Yes, totally.
Do you agree?
Totally. I agree. It's quantum thinking.
My dear friend Paul, may
Yes,
we
sir.
have time for a question or two?
We can indeed throw the room open to questions.
Oh, thank you, Rickie.
Use the yellow raise hand or reactions if you have a question to put to a guide. Carl, come on in, Carl. I can't hear you, Carl, for some reason. Your microphone's not switched on, maybe. Need the services of Domenico by the look of it. The mic doesn't seem to be working, Carl.
May
Maybe-
you call someone until this?
Yeah, sure. And put it in the typing in the meantime, Carl. Somebody else come in for a question? Oh, there we go. Carl, we've got you, but there's no volume to it.
Okay, I'll just have to try another time.
Try another time, okay. If you type it in, I'll read it out in a moment. So somebody else with a question? Lisa is asking, what can we do to keep ourselves safe and healthy this winter?
What have you been doing in the past? You have come to today's living, breathing, surviving. Why would it be any different? When you are with God, you are safe. When you walk with God, you pass any season. There is no season that God is not there. And therefore, when you walk with God in the summer and in the winter, in the sun and in the rain, you are safe. The condition of your earth may not be as such. But when you walk with the Almighty One, with the great Spirit of all seasons are safe, regardless of your condition of your earth. The condition of your earth Do not eradicate. Do not influence. The light of God. You ought to know and to realize that God walks amongst you, that God is part of you. Even you experiencing this great darkness in your time and great challenge, you ought to realize and to know that God is in every season. And when you walk with God, there is nothing else to be afraid. The Almighty One is with you in all season. He created the season. He created the earth. He gave you life. And when you understand this, all your seasons will be without suffering, without afflictions, without any kind of these questions. You have passed on your earth centuries and centuries of challenging time, of winters with no food, of dry earth, of storms. But you have come to today with God. So this season of winter, this season of coldness, this season of challenge, be with the Almighty One. The Almighty One who holds your hand in whichever season you're passing. That's what you ought to realize. That the Mighty One is in every season. He is not going into hibernation when it's winter. He does not sit on the beach when it's summer. The Mighty One is with you. When you are joyful, when you're in great challenge, the Mighty One is never leaving your sight. That's what you ought to realize. And therefore the type of winter that you will have is how much you bring the Great Spirit into your life, beloved child. God does not leave your side when it's snow, when it's hail, when it's rain.
It's a good question, Lisa. Thank you for asking it, because we've all enjoyed the reply. And that was something that we can all take on board, wasn't it? Especially as you get older in life. It's an allegory for the winter, is an allegory for the last quarter of your life, maybe. So thank you very much for that, dear soul. Now, Carl asked, he's having trouble with his abdominal area. I'm not sure if his mic's come back on or not, but essentially, is there any insight from your world about Carl's abdominal issue?
Beloved Son of God, you ought to be able to use your legs for walking. Even if it's difficult for you to walk, you ought to walk. With you spending 2 longer hours in that chair, you can even lie down rather than sitting for long hours, which has no creation of movement within your stomach. It's impacting all of that area for you, and therefore you ought to be walking. Every once in a while you get up and walk. This will help you tremendously. Even walk down the hall, walk around your home, or just simply lie down to alleviate this stagnation in your stomach. Similarly, the stagnation that you're experiencing in your own life. Similarly, as you are walking, metaphorically, you ought to overcome the stagnation that you have been experiencing in your own life. Earthly life in your mind feels stagnant. Nothing is happening in my life. I want a change. You understand very well what we are speaking with you at this moment.
Yeah, Carl is saying yes.
We are asking of you again and again and again to begin to walk the path to free yourself of your own mind that has been a great challenge for you, that create a state of stagnation. It is not the conditions of your life, it is the mind with the same condition. When you liberate your mind, you will experience a different type of life. This is we are speaking about your mental states. As it comes to your stomach, when you are liberating your mind, you can begin to walk. But to bring a quick relief, walk or lie down. This will help you greatly. I can feel my dear friend Paul.
Yes, dear soul.
I have a sense that this lady, that this instrument is very much familiar with, by the name Monique, would like to ask a question.
Thank you, dear soul. Monique's smiling profusely there. Come on in, Monique.
Yes, hi. I had a question in my mind.
We can hear your mind. This instrument is familiar with you, and therefore may you please ask your question.
Yes, thank you. Can you hear me?
We can all hear
We
you.
cannot need to hear you, but the instrument is aware. And if she's not hearing you, as she's very stubborn instrument, and it's very difficult for her to let go of what she is, need to be aware of everything. And therefore we have learned to work with her. Yes, to answer your question, we can hear you well.
So my question is, we on earth, we die and we go to the spirit world, to another realm, but where you are at this moment, do you die also and then continue on another realm? That was my question.
This question, the answer was given to the instrument not long ago. When you breathe and that breath has moved to the next breath, the breath that you have taken a moment ago has died. Death in your world has taken a complete different concept. Even when your body is being cremated or put in the coffin, the elements of your body are alive. The body as a whole is dead, but the elements, each element that your body is made of is alive. And therefore, your question is, which realms are we? Do we die when we go? In your world, you have spheres. In fact, we do not call it sphere or dimension. None whatsoever. This is your world created this kind of names. And for simplicity of this answer, in your world, you have the same spheres as you describe as we have in our world. Do you die every time when you go to another sphere in your world? When you raise your consciousness, when you gain wisdom, when the soul reveals itself in different level of consciousness, do you die, my dearest friend Monique?
No, we don't die. We evolve.
And what would it be any different in our world?
Yes.
It
Wonderful.
is within the concepts of your understanding, and it is a fallacy. And therefore, there is no death. Even your physical body, yes, it disintegrates, but the elements that created your physical body are very much alive. It disintegrates, and every molecule, everything that your body was made of moved back into its natural state, its original state, but it does not die. But when you're going to look at your body after the cremation or in the coffin, you'd see there is no body there, it's all bones. But its original elements have returned to its originality. Now, when we speak about the spirit that is occupied within that physical body of yours, continue to progress, and therefore you do not die every time you make progression. Why would we die here when we move in our understanding, in our progression? As we begin this meeting, very much speaking, in your world have many questions about our world. And so your world and our world are a mirror of each other. You have life, we have life. You have rivers, we have rivers. You have mountains, we have mountains. You have ocean, we have ocean. You have animals, we have animals. All is the same. The difference is forms. You have physical form. We do not have physical form. And therefore, within your conceptual understanding, it is difficult for you to understand how could the world exist without form. Remember in the coffin. Remember when the body is into ashes. The original element is alive. Do you understand what I am speaking about?
As far as I can grab it, yes, the original
When
element.
you play an instrument, when you begin to play an instrument, you begin to play an instrument and you play this instrument and then you graduate and you getting play better and then you play better and you play better. Each time you have learned how to play better or different notes or different music or different songs, is the one who played before have died?
No.
Continue. And therefore, when you speak about spheres in your world, third dimension, fourth dimension, all these things you created in order to make sense, We ask which dimension is God. If you think that God is in this dimension or that dimension, how is it possible? The Almighty Man, would you put him in a dimension? Can you reach God? You can reach God's soul. Yes. But as you progress within the level of understanding, within the consciousness, that's where you progress in your world. You call it sphere, realms, all these things. They are in your world beings that are in the greatest, highest of consciousness. But they are not playing the trumpet in your world. There is no need for them. They understand very well what is to be one with God's soul. And so all your progression, all your understanding, all your development is to reach and to be one with the Almighty One. When you understand within your soul, you reach a mighty high place in your consciousness, in your world. Many of you contemplate the world of spirit. We encourage you to contemplate the world of matter. It is not only for the science. It is not only for religion. It is for you. God has not given your world only for religion, those mighty ones, the rabbis and the priests and those people. God has given you the world to live in it, to create the changes, the mighty changes. And when you do, you move in level of consciousness. And when you do, your understanding, your philosophy, your life, your existence will cease to be existence. You will be living life with the Mighty One. I hope I answered your question, even though I can see that you have many more questions and a reason from this answer I have given you.
Good, beautiful teaching. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, dear soul. That was beautiful.
My dear friend Monique, may I say a few words to you, if I may?
Yes, thank you.
We can encourage you and to see, my dear friend, you do not need to be walking with some sort of doubt. This doubt is giving you a little bit of misunderstanding about things. And you know very well what we are speaking about.
Yes.
We're asking you to investigate, to really see the truth. Not the opinion of someone else, but to know it within your own experience, not the experience of someone else. God giving you soul, part of him. We can very much feel the heaviness in your heart. Do not walk with this heaviness in your heart. There is no need for it. Allow this heart to expand, to live a rich life, life with the Mighty One. And when you do, all this fear and doubt and lack of understanding will be vanished. Your soul is brilliant. Your soul is pure as God. And so you shine. You shine your spirit upon others. That's what you ought to do. And we encourage you to come out of the little hiding that you have been hiding. There's no need for you. God is waiting for each and every one of you to come out, to shine, to open up that soul that it is within you. Do you understand what we are speaking about, my dear friend Monique?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
May you please play the trumpet. Play the trumpet that the mighty one can hear. May you invite him into your world with the play of the trumpet. Everything will change for you. Everything will change. I assure you that from the world of spirit. I assure you that. Play that trumpet loud, and God can hear it. Play his music. My dear friend Paul, we will conclude this meeting, and I wish you all success in all your endeavors. I wish you all success from our world to your world in all your endeavors. I wish you all success in all your endeavors.
Thank you, dear soul. That was beautiful. It's affected all of us. We can all take something from that. And thank our colleague who brought the healing as well. His work, I'm sure, is going to be very effective.
Thank you so much.
It won't be a moment before the instrument returns. And I'm not sure if anybody noticed, I point out every one of these sessions when the healing guide is in, as opposed to the one who does most of the philosophical speaking. When the healing guide is in, he raises his hands and usually spreads his fingers like so. And did you notice that hand was raised for a good 3/4 of an hour or longer? That's quite difficult to do, that is, to keep your hand raised, projecting the healing rays. It's quite difficult.
I'm back, Paul.
Excellent. Do we
Very
want to
much.
do a closing prayer at this point before we do any feedback, or do you want to stop the recording at this point, or?
Maybe we can have feedback. I think it's important. Then I'll do a quick closing prayer.
Okay, so we'll have some feedback, and then we'll.
Thank you.
Domenico's got his hand up already. You didn't get to ask a final question, but you had feedback there to give, Domenico. How was it for you, and for the club members that you brought along?
Well, I had to stop after I got my message because I couldn't carry on with the way it was too relaxing and the message I got. But they were absolutely amazed. It was undescribable. That's what they said, because they're so used to having a spiritual guide, somebody relaying the message from the spirit. They're used to that, but this is something completely new, and they thanked you very much, Rickie. They thanked you so much. I want to thank you more than them because of what you brought to me. They was amazed. They loved every moment of it. And what I'm going to do is, because you've recorded it, I'm going to bring it back again and explain everything much more in a more sort of focused situation. But you were amazing, absolutely beyond the words. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for sharing.
Words will never say more than that, I'm afraid.
Thank you. It's giving the spirit world the opportunity to work. express and to be here. So thank you.
Did you have any feelings of energy moving at all, Veronica?
Yes, really. And I lots of tears were running after, and but I think I have to look deeper on it, as deep as what the spirit said too, and then I understand, and I understand the situation. So much thank you to the spirit world and you who brought them to.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if anybody noticed, but because Veronica thought she wouldn't be able to be heard, she sat back down to speak in the middle. The guide, without Rickie having any open eyes or at all, guide said, "You've sat back down, stand back up."
Yes, yes.
I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but Rickie's eyes were most definitely closed.
Yes,
And
yes.
yet the
She
guide
advised
knew.
us, but the guides told me that's wonderful.
Yeah, the guides knew that Veronica had sat back down to use the mic and
Yeah.
said, get back up, get back on your feet. So that's quite impressive.
Wonderful, really wonderful. Thank you.
You see,
So
the more we are able to to step out of the way, to keep our mind. I have such a curious mind, and it's hard to let go. And so the more we open the door for them to be and to do whatever they do, to give, to deliver whatever they deliver. So it's wonderful, but it's always the recipient too. The recipient ability to receive and to be receptive to it. You know, because I think we are a worse enemy, right? In the blocking of receiving and energies and all of this. So
yeah.
Thank you.
How about you, Bonnie? What did you feel?
I felt a lot of warmth, and it was interesting that the curvature in my back was brought up. I haven't heard that for years, but it was starting to be painful, and now the pain is subsiding. So I'm very grateful to that as well. And a lot of the things on quantum physics, the way we think, has played a lot on my mind as well in trying to subside the issues that I'm having with the stomach. So I feel a lot better. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you very much.
I think we also had Carl have healing on his stomach area, but I think he's left the room. Was there somebody else who had healing, or did anybody have a similar condition where they felt things taking place? Because Natasha, you had your hand up when they were talking about stomach issues as well, didn't you? Did you feel anything happening?
I did have my hand up, but it was more of a uterus issue, so I wasn't sure whether to step forward.
Yeah, no, they were definitely talking about stomachs at that point, and then
Yeah.
esophagus was mentioned, and which is where Bonnie came back in.
But even if they didn't call you, all of you receive healing. They'll never leave. My teacher Simone Key always said, "They never leave anybody out." So even if you're the one who haven't been called, but the energy goes to everybody. It's not limited just to that person.
No. And for others sharing the rooms as well in our lives, and the club that's joined in with Domenico. You know, there's so much energy can spread that it's not limited to just us faces in the room. Was there anybody else, or anybody else have something to say, some feedback to give? Yeah, Monique had healing as well as a question answered.
Yes, there was a beautiful answer, pure philosophy, and so encouraging for me to have no doubt about which direction is the right one for me. So thank you, Rickie, for all you do, and thank those beautiful souls who work with you and through you. And this is amazing. This is so amazing.
Okay.
And it's beautiful that it's a truth. It's a truth. It's you're the real deal. It's so beautiful to watch, and see the truth coming out, and they're so close. Spirit is so close. So thank you.
When you experience, when you sit and you experience, like I've sat for quite a long time this morning, just took the day off and I said, I'm just going to be and sat with my spirit friends. There's so much love.
Yeah.
There is, I can't even, words are small. They're not enough to express. It's like anything that's in this world is gone. All is just love. The love from spirit friends, the love from the creator is just incredible. It's so powerful. And it gives you this push, this power to move through any difficulties that we experience in our life. I've learned so much since I've understand that what's happening to me is trance. I didn't realize that before. I've learned so much from them, so much, and it really, really changed my life forever. It will never be the same. Will never be the same. The way I walk, breathe, live, speak, it will never be the same.
And some really deep answers were given to general questions. So like, how can we help our health over the winter? And the answer to that was deep and profound. And basically that God is with us in whatever season we're in.
Who was asking that question?
That was Lisa and Lou.
Oh.
Came in on the chat, so you wouldn't have seen them. Well, you wouldn't have seen them anyway, would you? It came in on the chat, and it was Lisa and Lou, and I think they've gone, I think.
Yeah.
But we all had the benefit of the advice given.
Be nice to listen to it later.
Yeah, but you can. It's been recorded. Yeah.
Yes, it's wonderful.
There's a lot of messages coming through on the chat, all saying how wonderful they thought your work was, Rickie.
Thank you.
Somebody just said that the particular question that was asked by Lisa and Lou is Natasha. She can't thank you enough for the guide's answer to their question, which was basically relevant to us all. We all took something from that one. In fact, I took something from it with the age that I'm at. You know, you may be going into the last quarter of your life, and that's the winter in terms of Northern Hemisphere, isn't it? You're going into the winter of your life. Well, now is the time to get closer to God. Because maybe I am closer, but that's only because I've got more time to contemplate. Because I do a lot of my philosophizing, talking with spirit people when I'm out walking, and walking was given as advice for a variety of health ailments this afternoon. Walking seems to be one way we can gently exercise and also exercise our mental health and spirit as well by communing with spirit whilst we're walking with no place to go. As the song
I don't have that luxury, Paul.
No, you don't, do you? You'll have to wheelchair then along a pathway.
I'd have to wheelchair myself off and all that. I felt it was such amazing because obviously the way thing that came into me, which was like run for the dog. Thing is, all my dreams, I'm running, I'm doing all of that. But I turned the dog one from running away because up until February of this year, I had an Alaskan snow wolf, which was my assistant service animal. And now she is my spirit guide. I always knew that. I always knew that she would, when she passed away, she would be that. So as I'm translating for everybody on the sign language, she came through twice. And I had to check everybody in the room to make sure there was nobody in that room that I knew, you see, and it was amazing. So all these little things you can interpret, but running, oh gosh, I'm always running and jumping and whatever may be in the dream. So that dog, which is it's beautiful, and it'd be interesting for you when you look back, Rickie, at what how you do this how you bring spirit through. It's as you say, beyond words is amazing. So do you look back at all of this again, and do you have different spiritual guides coming through?
Yes, definitely. My main spirit control, he says, multiple, no, not multiple. Where is my students? Shona, where are you? Not my, I want to say multi, sorry, I'm still under this influence.
I'm here. What do you need?
Not multiple personalities. What did he tell us?
It's a collective.
Thank you very much. The collective minds, thank you, Shona, expressing themselves through a personality. Thank you, Shona. Collective minds expressing themselves through a personality. So in my case, my spirit control, I just gave him a name, White Feather, just because we need to give name. They don't need names, but made it easier. Oh, White Feather. So I know when he's coming, the energy, and so it feels safe for me. Yes, there's a lot of letting go. There is a lot of growth that we take in within the individual, because our own spirit is being awakened when we're making this relationship. It's a lot of trust and a lot of letting go and a lot of understanding of self in order to really allow this to take place completely. And so, this personality, White Feather, comes in, but it's collective minds that express it. So particularly with the healing, one person here needs a psychiatrist, the other one needs optometrist, the other one needs something with the leg, a gastroenterologist. So you're not going to have, when you go to your physician, he's going to give you referrals to different practitioners. So it's the same here. So all we are, so the more I am able to subdue my mind, get out of the way, and expand consciousness, that's what they told me, expand consciousness, the more they can come true to blend and to do whatever they need. So you would see sometimes my face has changed because I see on recording, but there are two main characters, but I can see, I can't see, sorry, feel the different energies. And I'm okay with it now. I wasn't okay with it before, but I've gotten used to it and I'm okay. So they would work with you step by step. And because I teach, they teach me how it works so I can move into it. Even this morning, they gave me more teaching. I'm teaching a class tomorrow. They even gave me a teaching for my class tomorrow. So they kept me in awareness for me to see the step by step how to expand consciousness. So it's fascinating. Give it a go. Give it a go. When you do trance, everything else expand, and more so your relationship with your own spirit. You get to know your soul, your spirit, which is, that's you. That's who you are. So to answer is short, thank you, Shona, because I just couldn't think about the word. So it's those collective mind expressing themselves through a personality.
Yeah. And they said St. Francis of Assisi was in the collective.
St. Francis of Assisi, yes.
Yeah, adding his 5 penn'orth.
Yes, yes.
Well, I can't thank you enough, Rickie. There's all this work is undertaken for no remuneration. It's all free gratis.
Thank you.
And everybody who joins, we get this all for this wonderful teaching and healing, all for free.
Thank you.
There's so many opportunities because of Zoom now. We're all over the world now, everyone in this room, so many different countries represented. But we're all of one mind and we're all of a harmonious part of our little group of humanity. And we're all of like mind and we're all appreciative of your dedication and service that you give.
Thank you.
Rickie teaches trance and amongst other things. And Rickie has the website www.3 as in third, IEYE connect CONNECT.ca, or you can contact Rickie via Facebook.
Yeah.
So
Shall we do a closing prayer?
We can do the closing prayer and then I'll turn off the recording.
Can I invite Monique? to do the closing prayer, if it's okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, Rickie. Please join me in our closing prayer by closing your eyes and relax. Just open your heart. Dear Father God, we thank you for this wonderful, wonderful opportunity to have been part of this beautiful coming together of spirits on earth and the other realms to speak the truth about love, about life. We are so grateful to feel the love in our core, in our soul, with our spirit. We are blessed to be a witness of this beautiful part. The only thing I can say, thank you, Spirit. Thank ourselves for being here and doing our thing in this world. Amen.
Amen. That was beautiful. Thank you, Monique.
Thank you very much. Thank you.